Hey guys, it's Ed again. Well, back out here on the old Honda, and we made a little bit of progress. Sorry I didn't take you through and show you all the stuff we've been doing, but this coil here was the one that was on the bike, and it seemed to fit well. But now that I'm looking at it, it almost looks like they may have took these screws out here, pulled these clips, and then slipped this coil inside of it. As you can tell, this is probably a Chinese coil, but it doesn't make spark. So what I did was, I had an old XR75 coil, and you guys told me that this bike doesn't need a battery, neither does an XR75. So I just bolted that sucker up on there, plugged the wire up, just the one wire, and check this out. If I can get a good shot for you guys. Let me zoom in maybe. Where is it? See that? So we got spark. It's enough to fry me through the cover. What else did I do? Oh, I took the carburetor apart and I tried to clean that, but my cooker, my chemical there, that gunk or whatever it is, has disappeared. So I don't know if it evaporated or what happened to it. So I wanted to put it in the ultrasonic cleaner and let it cook, but that didn't work out. So then I tried to get it running, and it seemed like it was almost out of time. So I pulled the timing cover off over here and checked it, and everything was kosher. But this valve, which I would assume would be your intake valve, being it was close to the intake, was very tight. So I loosened that up and give it a squirt of gas, and it fired right up. So that was a good thing. Well, on a fun note, I did get to play with some paint today. So I know the camera doesn't probably do it justice, but I think that's pretty darn close to the right tone. That happens to be Duplicolor 1601 Ford Blue, and you can see there's one over here. That one looks pretty good too in the right light, but this one here is just a touch darker. The tank itself, I think, has a touch more green in it. So it's kind of hard to, this is Aquarius Blue, and I really do think it has a touch of green in it that makes it that color. But this right here is wet still, so it's pretty glossy. And I haven't sanded this fender. This is the front fender. It was all scratched and dug up, and looks like they took a wire brush to it. So I'll knock the dents out and clean it up. But anyway, I just thought I'd spray a little couple different colors on it, and that color there is safety blue. Okay, you can't read it through the paint, but Rust-Oleum safety blue, which was a really good color for Musty One's Cushman. That seemed to be the right color for it. So I mean, I can see in the camera here, it looks really close in the camera, but if you were here, you'd be like, yeah, it's a little too milky. It's a little too, you know, not as vibrant. While the Ford Blue, even though this is the really scratched up fender, is actually maybe even a little, it's got a little more punch to it. What else did I do? Oh, yeah, okay. This one here is a hack. Okay. This, believe it or not, is a chunk of rubber. Okay, now where do I get a chunk of rubber that thick? Well, where's my other sanding block? Ah, here it is. This is a sanding block. Harbor Freight jobby, $3.80 or whatever. But it's a nice, stiff, thick piece of rubber. And it's, you know, it's thick. So, yeah, it bounces. So anyway, what am I going to do with this? If you see, I took it down cellar and I milled out a little groove in it using about an 1/8 inch mill, made kind of a smiley face. And if you look inside there, right there, okay, that is kind of an upside down, kind of a frowning face, right? So if you take this and you set it on here like that, that makes a mount. If you look over here, oh yeah, I was playing with this too. Well, it's dried up pretty good. So this is Mike's Fender, Mini Bike Mike's Honda. If you haven't subscribed to him, go do it. And I have not painted the inside yet, but I did sand it all down, right down to bare metal. I hit it with metal etching primer. And if you guys watch, this is a little tricky to do this way, but we'll give her a try. Okay, we got to do it the other way. Works better this way. So what we're going to do, see how the little happy face goes right on there. Boop, slides right on. It's a little loose, but, and then this one goes, come on. You know how hard this is to do. Oh, there we go. Got it. Now, so that goes up onto there. Check this out. Look where the hole lands. Almost perfect. Now, there's a piece of rubber. This pushes in. You can really wedge this in because it's rubber. And you can make this, I think, so it'll set right about where I need it to. And if I need to, I can always shave that rubber down a little bit too. But I think we've got a decent rubber mount. Now, we'll probably lose this. I bought 2 of these because they make another one that looks kind of like a, it's round on the top and then it's flat on the bottom. And it actually it's got like a hole in it. So it must slip over the top of this. Must have a slot in it or something, so it slides over it. I haven't quite figured it out, but if you go on to, who's it, Randy Marble? Is that it? No, that's not it. Marble Motorsports, something like that. He's really good with these Hondas. And he has these things, but they want like $25 for that chunk of rubber right there. And for $3.80, I think I can make that work. So that was a pretty good hack. So I just need to make the upper mount, and then I think we'll be good. What do you guys think about the color? You like the color? And okay, get that off there. What do you guys think? Pretty darn close, isn't it? It's going to be as close as we get it. So I think that'll work just fine. That is Ford Blue. Duplicolor 1601 is the number. And that's the color I did it. What I'll do, I've got 2 cans of 2K Spray Max clear coat downstairs. And this has got some, you know, cosmic fallout in it out here in the garage. So what I'll do is I'll give that a light sanding. It's got 2 coats of paint on it, I think, or no, 3 coat. It's got metal etching primer, high build primer, sanded the high build primer. Then I put the blue on it, and then I blew another coat of blue on top of it. So I may even put a 3rd coat on it. I'm not sure yet. And then just give it a good color sand to get it kind of smoothed out, get the orange peel and any of the dirt out of it. And then hit it with the Spray Max 2K, and that will give it a nice shine. But once you start that stuff, you got to use it all up because it will basically harden on you. So I've got a couple other things I want to do. I did the inside of the fender just because I don't care. This was where I was test spraying, so trying to get the right shade, and decided to go with that color, not this color, that color. That one's a little bit milkier. That one there is a little bit more vibrant. The other thing I was doing, since I had it warmed up out here, is I started to put this exhaust back together. So I mocked it up on the bike. She was pretty ratty, but we're getting there. Getting a big, there was a giant hole there. That's all covered up now. And we got the right angle of the dangle. So when this goes up in here, this will land right there. I do need to make a hanger. There's got to be a hanger that goes to this bolt hole. See that bolt hole? My finger there. There's a hanger on the backside and it goes right up and it bolts on up there somehow. It's kind of a weird shaped hanger, but we'll figure it out. So what else have I done? Oh, I epoxied the cover because remember this had a hole in it. Something must have let loose, like the sprocket, and it tore a hole in this cover. So all I've done now is this is the second coat of JB Weld or epoxy, whatever. I don't know what kind it is. It's not JB Weld, but I put a piece of tape on the back and ground it out a little bit and then laid it on, and then took the tape off the back when it was dry and added more goop to the back of it. So it's getting there, getting kind of goopy. So that's coming along nicely. What else did we do? I think that's it. I was looking for my MEKP for my fiberglass hardener because you see how they put duct tape on the inside of this? I'm actually going to fiberglass the inside of these, and then I'm going to Bondo them, and that'll give it a good backing for the Bondo, and any of these cracks will be stiffened up. They'll be a little heavier, but they'll also be a little heavier duty. Gas tank, I'm going to coat that, red coat it. Even though it's not terrible, I have the red coat. I'm going to do it, and it'll be done. I hooked up the throttle, so the throttle actually works the carburetor slide. I think we should start it up for you. What do you think? At least give her a little something, right? Tease you a little. Let me get you set up on the stand. Okay, now we're in here. Maybe we can squirt a little gas. It's running down the side of it. I don't know. We'll see if we got any in it. Plug is on. Plug wire's plugged in. Nothing's touching. See if she'll fire up. You ready? What'd I tell you? It runs. That's pretty cool. It's a little loud, but it'll be less loud when we get a muffler on it. So pretty awesome. So anyway, guys, we'll keep you on the track and show you a little more a little later. Thanks for watching, subscribing, and commenting. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.